Hello and welcome to the National Catholic College Admission Association College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools with us today. But before we get started, I'm going to give you a few announcements and information. Also, I'm Jennifer and I'm your facilitator. So each of these schools is going to have 6 minutes to present to you. It's going to be a great sneak peek into what each of these schools have to offer. But we know you might have more questions. So you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. They'll be here throughout the event, ready and waiting to help answer your questions and make it a little more personal to you. So if you're looking for information about a major or a program, an out-of-class experience, ask away in that Q&A. Also, that Q&A is important because your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This has been one of many different sessions that have been offered as part of the programming for the National Catholic College Admission Association College Fair. We hope you've enjoyed the other sessions that we've hosted. Remember that this presentation, as well as all presentations, are being recorded. They're going to be available in the coming days at that same website where you registered, strivescan.com/NCCAA. So we hope you'll head there to check out this recording and all of the rest. All right, well, I'm very excited to hand it over to our first school today. We're going to be learning all about Merrimack College.
Thank you, Jennifer. All right, thank you so much for spending time out of your weekend to join us today. My name is Jasmine Garver, and I am an admission counselor here at Merrimack. I'm also a double graduate, so I'm excited to share some information with you today. So we are located about 45 minutes north of Boston, in North Andover, Massachusetts. This is our campus here. It's very located in a suburban area, so there's a lot of restaurants, shops, neighborhoods nearby. It's not very urban or in the middle of nowhere. During my time, I really liked it because everything was all on one piece of land and everything was really easily accessible as a student. Overall, we have about 4,000 undergrad students and about 1,400 grad students. So we're not too small, but we're not too big either. We have over 100 programs for students to choose from, in addition to our growing master's degrees. And our student body is becoming more diverse. You'll see coming from all over the US and over 40 countries. We also have about 21% of students of color on campus, and in addition, students of all different gender identities. So we're really excited that we're able to continue supporting students of all different backgrounds. Overall, we are primarily a residential campus. About 73% of that 4,000 undergrad do live on campus and are guaranteed housing all 4 years. And it's a very active campus. You'll see here we have over 20 Division I athletic teams across men and women's, club and intramural athletics as well, in addition to over 60 clubs and organizations. In the classroom, you'll have smaller class sizes of 22, so it's not going to be really big lecture halls. Whether you like it or not, your faculty members will really get the chance to know you, which is really important. And we have the student to faculty ratio of 16:1. To get a little bit more into academics, you'll see a breakdown here of what our undergrad students are studying within our 5 different schools, with business being our most popular. In the recent last couple of years, we have added a new nursing program, new music, data science, and neuroscience. So we're constantly growing and evolving and listening to what students are looking for. But if you don't know what you want to study, that's okay. We do have a Discover program to help students think through those larger picture questions with the hopes of getting their major picked out by the end of sophomore year. So at Merrimack, you'll have a lot of support around you. You'll have an academic advisor in addition to an academic success coach. So the success coach is unique in the sense that they're going to help support you through the transition from your previous school to Merrimack. That could be with the academic rigor or on the social side of things with figuring out what the Merrimack way of life is. But within our library, we do have the Academic Success Center, which you'll see different resources that we have for our students, which is really nice. In addition to those 2 advisors that I mentioned, every student has a career advisor too. So we really value that return on investment because you're putting such an investment into your education. So we want to make sure it pays out for you later on. So your career advisor will help you throughout your 4 years to get these opportunities, to get that hands-on learning, which you'll definitely get in the classroom through research opportunities and labs. But an internship or a co-op is another way to do that too. So to talk a little bit more about student life, as I mentioned, we have gone Division I in the last couple of years. So we're really excited about that. In the upcoming fall of 2022, we have added a new men's golf, men's volleyball, and a D1 bowling team, which I did not know existed, but it's really nice. We are renovating some spaces on campus, so we'll have a couple of bowling lanes. So that's really exciting too. But if you're looking to get involved in athletics is not your thing, that's okay. Like I said, we have over 60 clubs and organizations. Those span across interest-based, identity-based, academic-focused. We do have Greek life on campus, but there's no housing associated with it, as you would see typically in some larger campuses or on TV and media. In terms of housing on campus, I'll drop in a link for our virtual tour, which you can see all of our different housing accommodations in addition to our campus. But as I said earlier, we have that guaranteed housing all 4 years, and we have all different types of housing accommodations, like typical residence halls with doubles or triples, suite style apartments, townhouses. So there's really a lot of variety there. We also have living learning communities, which is a specialized type of housing where like-minded individuals live together. Some examples include Austin Scholars, which is our service and faith-based organization. We have Honors, STEM, Women in STEM and Men in STEM. So there's a lot of personalization when it comes to that. But if you're a commuter, that's okay too. We do have students that are commuters that are fully immersed in our culture at Merrimack. In terms of financial aid, every student is considered for institutional aid, in addition to federal aid with the FAFSA application, which opens on October 1st of your student or your senior year. And then specifically for our application process, it's a very holistic process in the sense that we want to get to know who you are a little bit more. So we just require a few documents that come from your school counselor and just one letter of recommendation. We do not use testing scores at all, including for our nursing students, and there's no fee to apply. And we have a few different deadlines. For us, we don't have any incentives or any differences between applying through these different ways. So we really want to empower you to do what works best for you. So this is a little bit more, as I said, our holistic view looks at all of the materials, not just your grades or GPA. But if you have any questions, feel free to send them in the Q&A, and I'll also pop some contact info below. But thank you.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for starting us off today as the first school to present and sharing all about Merrimack. Our next school we're going to hear from is Newman University.
Hello, everybody. Merrimack, I'm feeling the bowling lane thing. I'm gonna need to come see you. All right, get this pulled up. Here we are. All right, everybody. Welcome to Newman University. My name is Georgia Drews. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions here at Newman University and an alumna twice over. So I'm excited to share my school with you. If you're not sure where Newman University is, it's in Wichita, Kansas. So we are smack dab in the middle of the US. Wichita is the largest city in Kansas, so you get that urban feel without it being too big. I always like to show people this picture of campus because it shows our beautiful 61-acre park-like campus. Really small, tight-knit community. Up here at the top of the screen, you can see how close we really are to downtown Wichita. It's maybe a 5-minute drive. And the other reason I love this picture is that you can kind of see the quintessential Kansas storm rolling in from the west. If you are somebody who enjoys all 4 of the seasons and don't mind experiencing all 4 of them in the course of maybe 2 days, Kansas is for you. You need to come see us. A little bit more about Wichita. We are the air capital of the world. We are called the air capital because we have a ton of aircraft companies in and around Wichita, as well as a lot of companies that support them. Students, especially those within our business program, will do a lot of internships at those companies. This is a close-up shot of downtown Wichita, Kansas. And I always love to leave people with a fun fact. If you are a Star Wars fan or you love Harrison Ford actually spends his time in Wichita about 2 to 3 times a year. He's an avid aircraft enthusiast, and he brings his aircraft here to be serviced 2 to 3 times a year. He was actually just here last week. There are people on social media that track his progress, and we know when his flights are coming in. He stays in a hotel, he rents a car, he goes to all of his favorite restaurants and clubs. So we had a lot of people popping up on social media last week with selfies with him. And a little bit more about Newman. We're a Catholic college. We were founded in 1933 by a group of Catholic sisters called the Adorers of the Blood of Christ. We are the only university they have ever founded, but there are sisters from the ASCs working and living on 6 of the 7 continents. We're named after St. John Henry Newman, who was alive in the 1800s, and you see him here. We turned him into a Funko Pop. He's wearing red because he died a cardinal in the Catholic Church, but he's known for being a convert and for writing a giant book about what it means to get a Catholic liberal arts education. So we follow his lead. And he was just canonized by Pope Francis 2 years ago. So we've been having a lot of fun celebrating that. This is our mission statement. And in addition to all the other stuff I told you about us, it tells you what we're wanting to do. We want to empower you as a graduate to go out and transform society. And that can be in big ways or small ways. We are a Catholic school. We have a beautiful chapel right in the middle of our administrative building that just got renovated a couple of years ago. So it's a lot brighter, new paint job, carpet, pews, altar. This is a picture where we had full choir and a mass celebrating our new altar with the bishop. We also have a wonderful campus ministry team led by Father Adam, who is also an alumnus of Newman University. Oddly enough, he came here and got a 4-year degree in IT, which he is now not using at all. But he leads our campus ministry team. And we have a lot of really fun students that work in that office to put on retreats, service trips, and other events on campus. In addition, we also are associated with the St. Joseph House of Formation. The Diocese of Wichita sends all of their seminarian men here to get their first 4-year degree before they are sent to a formal seminary college. So we actually educate all of this seminarians for the Diocese of Wichita. And I don't know if you guys have heard about Wichita. We have a lot of seminarians. So these are all of the guys from a couple of years ago, and they live in the St. Joseph House of Formation just off campus. We're a pretty small school on the range of large to small. We're more like on the extra small side. We have a really great student to faculty ratio, and it allows us to keep our classes pretty small. So 15 is the average, but on the largest class we could possibly see on campus would be about 90, because that's our largest classroom. What you can see here in the background is a Spanish class. It is less than 15 people. It's a little bit more informal. You can have drinks, you can have snacks, and they value your discussion. This is more likely a place where a professor might text you if you're running late than they are to not notice that you were running late or weren't there at all. They know what you're good at, what you're not good at. They hold you accountable, and they miss you when you're not in class. They miss your input. These are all the programs that we offer at an undergraduate level. I didn't list any of the minors on here, but these are all of the majors. We have several areas within the School of Business that you can concentrate on, as well as in chemistry. A couple of different options in theater and art, as well as elementary, secondary, and early childhood education. One of the things we're probably most known for are the sciences. We send a lot of people to some professional programs, which I'll show you in a minute. We also have nursing, OTA, rad tech, respiratory care, and only one of a couple of sonography programs in the state of Kansas. We also have pre-professional programs. So a lot of times our students in the sciences are looking to go on to one of these professional schools. We do send a lot of people to med school, especially KU Medicine, which has a location here in Wichita. And because we send a lot of people to med school and those different science-related professional programs, we have a fantastic state-of-the-art science facility known as the Bishop Garver Science Center that opened in 2017. If you're motivated by athletics, I came here for the awesome bowling team, which is why I'm so excited to hear Merrimack building some bowling lanes. But you can get scholarships for anything on this men's and women's list here. We are an NCAA Division II school. We play a lot of schools in Kansas as part of the MIAA conference. And even if it has an asterisk and it's a club sport, you can still get scholarships for that. Unfortunately, we're not a football school. Our big fall sport is soccer, but if you want bowling, we can talk. And this is how we take applications and award scholarships. So Newman is test optional. You only need a 2.25 GPA or a 21 on your ACT to be automatically accepted with a scholarship between $10,000 to $16,000. And these amounts are every year for 4 years, as long as you maintain a 2.0. The other thing I wanted to tell you lastly is that on this range, you're guaranteed at least $14,000 a year if you're graduating from a Catholic high school or a Catholic and nominated by your parish priest. So thanks for checking us out today, and I guess throwing it over to Marymount University.
Thanks, Georgia, for presenting on Newman. All right, we are moving on to our third school, Merrimack University. As Marymount gets ready to go, just a reminder to our attendees, don't forget, check the chat for contact information, anything, links to follow up, and also don't forget about that Q&A. You can ask questions of the schools that have already presented and our 4 schools to come. All right, Marymount, take it away.
Great, y'all. My name is Denik Savarian, and I am the Associate Director of International Admissions at Marymount University. So I actually have the pleasure of working with students from all over the world. I love that about my job. Marymount University, we are a small private Catholic university located on the East Coast of the United States in Arlington, Virginia. We were founded in 1950 by the Religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary as a 2-year women's college, actually. And we were part of that global network of Marymount schools. For some of you that might be familiar with those schools, we actually welcomed our first male students in the early 1970s and became a full-fledged co-educational university in 1986. Since then, we've grown tremendously. We are known for our small class sizes, close personal attention we provide our students, as well as a strong focus on student success. And with these attributes, we aim to provide students an environment that enables them to be intellectually curious, develop a global perspective, and be of service to others. So just a few things about our university. Arlington, Virginia sits right outside of the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., just under 10 kilometers away, about 6 miles away. We're right across the water, providing our students kind of the best of both worlds. Our students get to live and learn in a very safe campus nestled in the suburbs of Arlington. But then they have all of the advantages and experiences a city like DC has to offer. And our classroom is not just situated in Arlington, it definitely extends to DC as well. So there's a lot of different opportunities there as you can probably imagine, especially when it comes to internship opportunities and real world experience that can supplement your education. So fun fact, our student body is actually representative of more countries than there are states in the United States. So we have students from 49 states and over 75 different countries. It's my favorite part of being on campus. We are the #1 most diverse campus in the regional south of the United States, which is another fun fact about us. My favorite thing about campus is being able to walk through and just hearing so many different languages being spoken. And we're not just diverse in terms of ethnic diversity. We have students from all walks of life, young, old, different religious backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, you name it. So much so, we are the first and only school in the state of Virginia that has actually received the distinction of being a Hispanic serving institution. This means that more than 25% of our undergraduate student body actually identifies as Hispanic or Latinx. So like I said, we have very small schools. We have very small class sizes. Our student to faculty ratio is 15 students for every 1 professor. 100% of our students actually are required or are guaranteed an internship or clinical experience during their 4 years. Here is a full list of our undergraduate programs. So we are comprised of 3 different distinct colleges where our academic programs are housed. College of Built, which is our business innovation, leadership, and technology programs, College of Health and Education, and then College of Sciences and Humanities. So we kind of run the gamut from accounting to fashion design, criminal justice, and theology. We obviously offer a multitude of different programs and minors, as well as graduate and doctorate programs as well. Some programs of note that we're really known for is going to be our programs in the health sciences, nursing. Other ones are going to be fashion merchandising and marketing. Criminal justice, of course, because we're so close to DC, information technology, cybersecurity, as well as education. We're also really, really excited to announce that for the fall, we have new majors coming up in computer science, biomedical engineering, and mechanical engineering. So as I said, 100% of our students are guaranteed at least 1 internship before graduation. It's a great thing for our students to take advantage of that DC, careers out there. Amazon actually chose their next headquarters to be in Northern Virginia, very close. And with Amazon coming comes a whole slew of different IT and technology startups. So again, we're a very, very good location for all of you who might be interested in the IT or technology fields as well. Hands-on research, our students are doing really, really great hands-on research with their professors. And they're all tied with some sort of service project as well, because service is obviously one of our pillars. One thing that one project I'll take of note will be with Dr. Rimkus, who actually is one of our biology professors, and he studies turtles. And every year he brings students to the Galapagos Islands to study turtles, which is really, really interesting and really cool. We have over 30 different student organizations and 22 NCAA Division III athletic teams. Soccer is probably our most popular, as well as basketball, both on the men's and women's side. And then for the fall, we also have a new wrestling men's and wrestling women's teams as well. Just a little bit about our application. You can find us on the Common App or our Marymount University exclusive application. As far as materials goes, it's going to be your high school transcripts. For those of you whose language is not English, first language is not English, we will require English language proficiency. We are test blind, meaning we do not require SAT or ACT in order to be considered for admission, nor do we consider them for scholarship consideration. All eligible students are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships, and our scholarships range from $20,000 to $25,000. So it's actually very neat. That's all I have for you today. My name is Denik Savarian, Associate Director of Admissions. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and it was nice talking to you.
Thank you so much, Denik, for presenting on Marymount. We are moving on to our next school, and it will be the University of San Francisco.
All right, hi everybody. Full disclosure, you're having the lovely chance of meeting me while I'm on the road right now. So I am zooming in from a coffee shop in the Pacific Ocean. So I appreciate everybody's patience if there's any background noise. Thank you so much for being here on a Saturday. My name is Rebecca Williams, and I am the interim director for first year admission here at the University of San Francisco. And really just kind of want to take a little bit of time to maybe not share every single fact and figure with you, but hopefully have you leaving here having a better sense of the campus culture and the vibe, because I think when you start to look at colleges and universities, it's really good to find where you think you're going to find a good fit for yourself. So obviously a little bit about our background. We are one of the 27 Jesuit universities in the United States, founded just in the heart of San Francisco in 1855, and around 6,000 students. So we're going to be what you would consider to be properly mid-sized. We are a liberal arts institution. So those kind of pieces, the Jesuit background, our location, our size, all those are the things that are kind of the unchangeable factors that really make up the university and would really make up your experience on the campus. As you can see here, I love this, like, not obviously drawn to scale, but very lovely map of the city of San Francisco. I think it really gives students a better sense of who we are and where our location is. It is a very urban campus, right smack dab in the middle of San Francisco. All students get a bus pass and a muni pass, which is like our above ground trolley system. So it makes it really easy to get around campus, whether you're taking Friday night and going down to the beach and having a beach bonfire, or you're going into downtown for your internship. It's all within 15, 20 minutes on the bus. So very accessible city, very much an urban campus environment, which I think really balances out our size very nicely. So 6,000 students means you're going to get all those hallmarks of a liberal arts college experience, right? So your classes are going to be about 20 or 25 students. We don't have big 500-person lecture halls. So you get all of that mentorship, one-on-one relationship building, just the tight-knitness that comes with a smaller mid-sized liberal arts college. But it's really balanced with our location, of course, and being in a city, you get the bigness that comes with being in an urban campus environment. So it's a really nice balance for students, and a lot of our students really love that. Obviously, being a Jesuit institution, we're going to put a lot of emphasis in service leadership for our students and being people for others. It's going to be a part of your core curriculum. So like I said, a good liberal arts institution, which really means your first year or so that you're here, we're going to have you going around to different departments and trying on majors for size a little bit, right? So a lot of flexibility around declaring a major and choosing what it is that you want to do. A little less flexibility if you're thinking about nursing or engineering, because those are our direct entry programs. So a little bit more on the academic side and just a couple of fast facts for you. So as I was mentioning before, you kind of get a sense of our background, who we are, and the types of students that you're going to class with. And I want to talk a little bit more about those students that you're in class with, right? So I mentioned 20 or 25 students in a classroom, and coming from so many different types of walks of life. So we have 98 countries represented on our campus, all 50 states. About a third of our students are the first in their family to go to college. And we currently rank #1 in the country for racial and ethnic diversity on a college campus. So you have a lot of different types of students coming together in a small, mid-sized classroom in a huge urban area, an incredibly diverse, rich city with a lot of history and culture. If you're looking for that kind of diverse experience, it can't be missed on our campus. Within the programs and the academic side of life, you can declare your major from the outset at your freshman year, or you can switch it. It's really easy to kind of move around and have that flexibility and nimbleness academically that comes with being at a liberal arts college. The last thing that I'll talk about is a little bit about the campus life, and then I'll go into the application component as well. So for campus life, we have about 150 different clubs and organizations on the campus. We are a Division I school, so we do have D1 athletics. We did make it to March Madness. We made it in the first round, so maybe next year will be the Cinderella story. But if you want that kind of big school D1 cheer on the home team feeling, being in a fraternity or sorority, you can have that. If that's not what you want at all, you are not missed out on a key social experience. It is really a come as you are, do your own thing, choose your own adventure kind of school. There really isn't a stereotypical student that chooses to go to USF. And I think that's probably one of my most favorite things about it. We really do have so many different types of students who are looking for so many different types of college experiences thriving on our campus and in our city. When you're getting ready to apply, we have a really simple application process. We are looking strictly at your common application, which is going to include an essay question as well as a short answer question. We're going to ask you a little bit about those Jesuit values and your commitment to social justice. And then we are also going to ask for your high school transcripts. We are entirely test optional, and right now we plan to be test free by fall 2024. So you do not need to submit test scores when you are applying, really just looking at your transcripts and your application, your essays, and the things you're doing outside of the classroom. Your transcripts are going to be what we look at when we look for and evaluate for for merit-based scholarship. So when you submit those transcripts, make sure you're putting that best academic foot forward. And then for financial aid, we will also evaluate you for need-based aid as long as you submit a FAFSA or a Cal Grant, or if you're an in-state student, or your CSS profile for our out-of-state students. And that's a little bit about the University of San Francisco, and I'm sure you're getting a lot of sounds of mochas being made in the background, so I'll go ahead and turn my camera and hand it over to the next one.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for sharing about the University of San Francisco. And don't worry, we really weren't hearing too much background. It was great. All right, we're moving on to our next university. We're going to be learning all about Duquesne University. Joe?
Yes, thank you. There we go. My name is Joe Jeffrey with Duquesne University. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. A little bit about Duquesne. In 1878, the Holy Ghost Fathers founded the university. Some other schools said Jesuit or Holy Cross, things along that line. Spiritans, just another order of Catholic priest. In 1878, they said, you know what, the steel mill workers' families, the immigrants of the time, we need to get them higher education. So we started off with 40 students, and today we are up to 8,500 students, 5,100 undergraduates. So it's considered to be a medium, small, depending on who you compare us to. Even though we have 5,100 students, we maintain a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Average class size is 28. We are located right downtown in the city of Pittsburgh. If you look right of this slide above the bridge there, that is our campus. So we are right downtown. We sit on top of what we call the Bluff, 52 acres of a college campus downtown with all the amenities right in your backyard. So for your internships, dining purposes, the city of Pittsburgh definitely will become part of your Duquesne experience. We have 9 schools of study. No matter what you come for, we have a Bridges curriculum, our university core, backed in the liberal arts. We also have a school of music, education, natural and environmental sciences, pharmacy, which is a 6-year doctorate direct entry program, education, school of health sciences, what we're known for: physician assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech language pathology, biomedical engineering. Those are either 5-year master's programs or 6-year doctorate programs, and those 2 are direct entry programs as well. We have a school of nursing, 4-year bachelor's of science. It was the first bachelor's of science in nursing in Pennsylvania, so it has been around a while and established. School of business, so with our location right downtown, 15 different majors that you can choose from in that school. And again, right in your backyard where it would be all the internships that you could possibly think of. We have a graduate school of law. So if you're interested in going that route, that would be our 9th school. By the time you're through at school here, we'll have a 10th school. We'll have an osteopathic medicine school opening in 2025. Living on campus, you need to live on campus as a freshman and sophomore, or you can commute from home. 3,900 students reside on campus, so it's definitely not like a suitcase campus school. Definitely have campus life here with 7 residential halls to choose from. With living on campus or even commuting, you can become part of our dining options. Our foods is run by Parkhurst Corporation. That's the same company who runs Eaton Park, Hello Bistro, The Porch, if you've ever been here in Pittsburgh for that local dining flavor. Last year, we were ranked 8th among colleges for best college food. So they're definitely doing something right to pique the students' dietary needs. No matter where you go, you need to make sure you join a club and or organization. That way you meet people outside of your program of study. The students that does something else along with their studies have a higher success rate and retention rate than the students that just do the labs and libraries. So you have to get yourself involved right away. There's over 250 clubs and organizations. If there's something there that doesn't pique your interest, all you have to do is find 9 friends and a faculty member to create a new club. So this list is always growing throughout the years, from campus ministry to sororities, fraternities, to Division I school for sports, but there's a lot of clubs and intramural sports as well. For the sports, we are in the Atlantic 10 Conference. Career preparation, you're taking time out of your day today to join us. So I say it starts right now to see where you want to be at for the next 4, 5, 6 years of your life, depending on your major. But at the end of the day, you hope to get that job. So we have that career development center here for you. You can go and talk to them even today if you're still trying to figure out what you want to study, and they'll help you throughout your time here. They'll have mock interviews, career fairs, graduate school fairs as well. Maybe your education doesn't stop after that first 4 years. So there's just a lot of place here for your success. To apply, July 1st, our application will go live. August 1st for the Common App. If you apply by November 1st, you consider that early action. It's non-binding. You'll just hear back by December 1st if you apply that route. If you apply by December 1st, by Christmas is when those letters will be released, and then everything else would be rolling in admission. The only one that you really need to worry about is if you're interested in physician assistant or physical therapy, you pretty much need to apply by that November or December 1st date is your deadline for those 2 programs. And for those 2 programs, you're not going to hear back until the end of January, but all other programs are rolling. Once we get your application in, if you get accepted, you will receive an academic scholarship. That academic scholarship is based on how well you are doing in school. We too are test optional, so you do not need to submit those. But if you do, the higher your SAT or ACT go, the more academic scholarship money that you can have. So this is my contact information. Thank you for joining us today. and I look forward to your applications.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Joe, for presenting on Duquesne. Okay, well, we have reached the end of our formal presentations together. I'm sorry to say that unfortunately St. Peter's University was not able to join us today. However, they would encourage you, as do we, to head to their website and make sure that you are getting in touch with them and learning more about everything that their university has to offer. All right, well, you can see that the other representatives are coming back on screen together. We still have some time together for our attendees to put some questions in the chat. We're getting some great Q&A questions in the box, so we hope that you will keep asking those questions so our representatives can answer. And then also to make sure that all of our representatives can put their contact information or for follow-up in the chat as well for our attendees. Don't forget attendees to look there as well. All right, so we're going to do a couple live Q&A questions. We're going to go in the exact same order that you presented. So we'll start with Merrimack, head on down to Duquesne. As the representative ahead of you finishes, just feel free to turn on your microphone and answer. We'll just kind of flow person to person. The first question, as the incredible admissions professionals you are, what advice would you give to the students and their families who are starting off, going through this college search process? So, one of your top or favorite tips.
For me, I would suggest don't be afraid to utilize us as a resource. It is our literal job to be here to support you and your family through this process. So I promise you that there's no question that's silly, small, or insignificant. So please, please reach out to us. No question, like I said, no question is silly. So if anything pops up, don't be afraid to reach out.
I would say go on a lot of different types of visits. If you think you might like a small school, go try a small school. If you think you might like a big school, try that. If you've got a particular type or size or location of school in mind, going on multiple visits is something you may not think you need. But one of two things is going to happen if you go visit another school. Either you're going to find something else that could be a great fit and a great option for you, or maybe you don't like it so much and it really confirms your original thoughts. But either way, go on a lot of different types of visits, different sizes, religious affiliations, locations, totally up to you. But make a list with your parents, find some stuff when you go on vacation so you can go to some different areas and give yourself some diverse options.
Yeah, no, totally. I would definitely make a list. Try to figure out what your priorities are. What are some key items that you definitely will need at your university of choice, and what are some that you are kind of looking for. Just having that list is going to be very, very beneficial for you as you go through the process. Start early and take time with it. This is your chance to really figure out what you want. And as far as rankings and name recognition is concerned, that's usually that's a great thing. That's a great indicator of a great school. Yes. But always remember that the school matters less than whether or not you are happy at the school that you've chosen. So always remember that.
I would echo a lot of the sentiments that are coming out from everybody, and just say, don't forget that it's your college search process and not your friends or your parents' college search process, and you're the one who has to go there all 4 years. So try as hard as you can, as easy. I know it's not easy to just not be so overly influenced by what all of your friends are doing, saying, or thinking, and just go where you feel like is the best fit.
Everybody had awesome points and took it away. It's pretty tough going last. But I would also say, visit. I say 9 schools: small, medium, large, and urban, suburban, and rural areas. Because again, like she said, you might find something else that you didn't think is what you liked. Maybe it's a lot different than you thought. Visit a lot, but apply to, I would say, 5 or less. You don't need to apply to 15. The more places you apply, the more difficult of the decision you're going to have come next year at this time when you're deciding. If you're a senior out there now, good luck in these next couple of weeks to find out where you want to be.
Those are some great tips. Oh, we've been able to be joined by St. Peter's just in the nick of time. Hello, welcome.
Hello,
So-
I'm so sorry. I thought that I was trying to log into the other session, so I was just having that glitch. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, I think after 2 years so far in the pandemic, we're all used to Zoom glitches for sure.
I know,
everyone.
right?
Well, to help wrap us up, we are going to luckily be able to fit in this presentation by St. Peter's University. I would like to say, while you're getting ready, go ahead and share your screen. For the tips that all of the counselors gave, they are awesome. And I hope when you saw the heads nod, different representatives from different schools, different sizes, different parts of the country, and all agreeing that this is really good information. So I hope that it really helps all of our students and families to have a good sense of how to get started and how to approach this. All right, so I'd like to hand it over to our representative from St. Peter's right now. So take it away when you're ready to go.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I apologize for the delay again. My name is Erica Lanis. I am the Assistant Director of Undergrad Admissions at St. Peter's University and a proud alumna as well. So I am happy to be here today and can't wait to tell you more about St. Peter's. So St. Peter's University is a Catholic Jesuit institution located in Jersey City, New Jersey. It is about 12 minutes away from New York City. But before I get into that, I just wanted to talk about a little bit of what does it mean to be a Jesuit institution. So inspired by its Jesuit Catholic identity, its commitment to individual attention, grounding in the liberal arts and education, a diverse community of learners in undergrad, grad, and professional programs to excel intellectually, lead ethically, serve compassion, promoting justice in our ongoing, ever-changing urban environment. So St. Peter's University is an urban life campus. So you have that mix of city life, but also we incorporate as well the wonderful beauty of nature around us as well. So here in the screen, you would have our student to faculty ratios 13:1, which is nice because it has that personalized touch where the professor gets to know you and you get to know them on a personal level. They know you by your name, not just a number. And as of right now, our undergraduates that we have on campus is around 3,600 students, and we have a total of around 800 graduates as well. But that is to consider when you do start to decide which college you want to go to. If you decide to come to St. Peter's, we do offer a lot of dual programs. So instead of going to grad school for 2 years, you could finish your degree in 1 year. So that will be a total of 5 years, your undergrad 4 years and the extra year of grad school. So we always like to follow this mantra of cur personalis, which is the Jesuit tradition of we strongly believe in and we care about the whole person. So we truly, not just in our academics, but we like to value all of that into the whole, the spiritual, the academics, and the whole sense of the well-being of a whole person. So our peacock is our lovely mascot here at St. Peter's University, is the coolest mascot ever and is the symbol of immortality. And our average class size is about 22 students. Now, if you do apply for our honors program, then it's more of like a smaller class size, as well as you apply to our nursing program. So that's the class size about 15 students, and you will have those same group of students in every year that you go to for those specific classes, if it's honors or in nursing program. Our job placement after graduation is 94% as of 2018. And we have about 50,000 hours of student community engagement each year. So as a proud alumna of St. Peter's, class of 2018-2019, I was very involved in the whole community service. We have a lot of different projects to be a part of. You could be a part of Campus Kitchen, which is where we prepare meals to give to homeless, and also do another project called Glamour Gals, where you would do the nails and hair of the elderly. And sometimes it's just great to just have to talk. They just want someone to talk to. You could just talk to them, which is very, very nice and sweet. So Jesuit educated. The Jesuit means a lot of things to many people. But for our students when they graduate, they leave with much more than a degree. They leave with a sense of, well, one is the sense of purpose to help others and to help others more than for themselves, to keep going above and beyond in their career and in life, and as well as just being community involved. So as I said earlier, we are 12 minutes away from New York City, so we are close to the train station. It's called the Path Station in Jersey City, and that is just about three stops before we hit to the World Trade Center, which is Lower Manhattan. Okay. So academics, we offer about 50 plus majors, and we have state-of-the-art technology such as the trading room, nursing simulation lab, and cybersecurity center. So we do have a core curriculum as part of the liberal arts education we have at St. Peter's. We expose an exposure to multiple subject areas, the liberal arts spectrum, and we have also the writing intensive and capstone project. So our honors program, as I mentioned earlier, the classes is less than about 15 students. It's priority registration, you get honors housing option, and as well as your exempt from placement tests. And before I dive into this, we are test optional, meaning that you do not have to submit your test scores for SAT or ACT if you do not want to. It's not going to affect your application when you apply to St. Peter's University. And continuation for our honors program, you have 2 academic advisors, and you can also work as a paid research assistant. This is academic success is a 3-week summer program that's personalized in academic support and mentorship, and students can offer up to 3 credits. This is the SEAL office where they work on students' resumes as early as their freshman year, and they help them land internships as well. And this is just a snapshot of the other companies that we have partnerships with. We have private, nonprofit organizations, and as well as federal companies here as well.
Awesome. We have reached the end of your 6 minutes. I know that it flies by, and I wanted to make sure to pause so that you, or to wrap that up, so that you could make sure to get your contact info in the chat for all of our attendees to grab. That'd be awesome. Yeah. While we get ready to finish up. So if you could just get that up there, we'll make sure that everyone's got that and can get that information. Thanks, Erica, so much for being here. I'm so glad we're able to get St. Peter's into our presentation. Yes. All right, so we have reached, everyone, the end of our time together. It's always better at a 6x6 when we get each of our schools. So glad we were able to make that happen. And first, I want to thank all of our representatives for being here today. Thank you for sharing about your schools. Not just anyone can come back on camera if they want to, by the way. Sharing the facts, the figures, and your excitement for your students' experiences in and out of the classroom. For everyone watching, whether live or on recording, I hope that maybe 1 or 2 schools drew you here, but you're thinking, I've got 6 really awesome schools I need to check out and learn much more about after today, and we'll be in touch with these admission counselors. All right, so the logistics. When you close the window to all of our attendees, there'll be a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Be sure to check the same website where you registered, strivescan.com/NCCAA, for this recording, as well as all session recordings, so you can check out and learn more about awesome colleges and universities that could be your next home. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us today, and all the best as you wrap up the school year and in your college search and decision process. Bye, everyone.